For today's forecast, tell us, anything unusual been happening?
Nothing unusual at all, Nick, apart from the sun's up, and this is not at all unusual, of course, for this summer. We've been looking down at the corn all night. No sign of anything happening, I'm afraid, through the night. But it is an absolutely glorious summer's day here, and so I think we're just going to enjoy the sunshine.
From the Wiltshire cornfields, we investigate the latest clues to the mystery crop circles. Has spent the night searching the cornfields of Wiltshire for the cause of the mysterious circles which have been appearing in them. So far, Operation Blackbird seems to have been an uneventful night. From Wiltshire, Clarence Mitchell.
They watched and waited all night, but without success. The monitors of Operation Blackbird no nearer to solving the mystery of the crop circles. As dawn arrived over Wiltshire, it was clear the circles had chosen not to appear in front of the specialised cameras and microphones. Last night, optimism was high. The fields being watched had a history of circles appearing in previous years. The observers were briefed to watch for any sign of a circle's arrival, from amber lights in the sky to electronic noises.
We're very confident we're in the right place. This is certainly the most active area anywhere in the world. That's been well established since 1980.
The latest circles to appear just a few miles away are the most spectacular yet. Theories on what causes them include alien messages delivered by spacecraft, rapidly swirling winds, or elaborate hoaxes. The men behind Operation Blackbird are convinced the circles show some degree of intelligence in their formation. They don't believe them to be hoaxes. The observers are undaunted at their lack of success on their first night. They've still got 3 weeks of watching to go. They're confident they will be the first people to solve the mystery by witnessing and recording a circle actually being made.
In search of the circles, more from Wiltshire later.
It's going to be absolutely wonderful. As you can see, we're looking down on a cornfield at the moment, hoping against hope that we would see some circles developing through the night, but we're a little bit disappointed on that, I'm afraid, but certainly not disappointed as far as the weather's concerned.
In other nearby counties, are they the work of the weather caused by antics of animals or by something even more remarkable? One of those leading Operation Blackbird is Pat Delgado, who joins us now from Wiltshire. Mr. Delgado, we are on tenterhooks. You've been up all night. Reward our patience. What have you found out?
Well, good morning. Nothing last night at all. It was an uneventful night, but we're not disappointed because I personally have been waiting for 10 years now, and I can wait a little longer. We are set up here in a prime site. We have a marvellous instrumentation facility here, and we're really set for the big event which we hope will occur in this area.
Well, let's leave for a moment what that big event may be. You've got about £1 million worth of kit deployed around the field there. What exactly are you doing in this operation? What are you measuring and watching?
Well, we have two planed fields here. It is like a canvas that is waiting to be painted on. And with this, the surveillance taking place, we have monitors in the van, and the screens are showing us what is happening in the fields at night. It is like looking at daylight pictures, really. So if an event occurs and some sort of circle or a crop formation is created, then we will see this event and have it recorded by the highest quality instrumentation onto high quality recording equipment. And this will be a major breakthrough if we can actually record that event.
I believe you're of the school which thinks that there is definitely some extraterrestrial connection in all this.
Well, you say extraterrestrial, it isn't actually like that. I like to put it that orthodox physics has been on trial for about 10 years now, and it's completely exhausted. The fact is that we have to look somewhere else now, and if we start talking about paranormal or spiritualism, then we're treading on thin ice. I think at the moment it is something we don't understand. It is an inexplicable energy which seems to be controlled.
Mr. Delgado, I don't want to sound less than open-minded about all this, but it has got rather a Ghostbusterish feel about it, hasn't it?
Well, yes, I think people like to feel it is like that, but it's an ongoing mystery. It's been tested for such a long time by so many scientists, and actually...
Why do you dismiss, can I ask you finally
Yes.
in brief, why do you dismiss the more rational explanations like rampaging hedgehogs or the weather?
Well, that was actually a joke, really, how that came about, and it tickled the imagination. It caught on. I mean, I ask you, 300 hedgehogs, whether they're the vicious type or on motorbikes, I don't know, but...
Well, Pat Delgado, I think you may have a little bit more waiting, but when you discover something, we'll be down to talk to you again. Thank you very much.
Yes, OK, thank you.
Well, I'm a romantic, you know. I'd like to believe it was somebody coming down from the skies, but I'm not absolutely sure at all. We're looking out here, and I've not seen one this morning, of course, so...
But there are serious meteorological suggestions, aren't there? Now, what's your assessment of those, these
There are
whirlwinds
assessments
and so
that the whirlwinds and what have you. I've been talking to some people down here this morning, and they were telling me that you don't get the crops flattened in a direction or in the similar direction that you would think with a whirlwind. You get contra flow, so I'm a little bit skeptical. Of course, I'm a scientist, so I'm always skeptical at any rate.
So you think that these are legitimate phenomena for which there must be an explanation which we do not yet know?
I think this could well be the case. I mean, if you look back all through history, there are things that we can't explain at the age we're then in. And it's at a later time, perhaps we can then start to explain it. Maybe we're into something like that now. It's a bit like the Loch Ness Monster. You know, we don't really know what it's all about.
Well, we'll steer well clear of that subject. I mean, what about these electromagnetic fields? Is that a possibility?
Well, it could be a possibility. I think many of these things could well be, have something in them, but we just do not know at all.
All right, Bill, you better tell us now the weather for circle starers and the rest of us with more mundane matters on our minds.
We investigate the latest clues to the mysterious crop circles.
Scientists have spent the night searching the cornfields of Wiltshire for the cause of the mysterious circles which have been appearing in them. So far, Operation Blackbird seems to have had a most uneventful night. From Wiltshire, Clarence Mitchell.
They watched and waited all night, but without success. The monitors of Operation Blackbird no nearer to solving the mystery of the crop circles. As dawn arrived over Wiltshire, it was clear the circles had chosen not to appear in front of the specialised cameras and microphones. Last night, optimism was high. The fields being watched had a history of circles appearing in previous years. The observers were briefed to watch for any sign of a circle's arrival, from amber lights in the sky to electronic noises.
We're very confident we're in the right place. This is certainly the most active area anywhere in the world. That's been well established since 1980.
The latest circles to appear just a few miles away are the most spectacular yet. Theories on what causes them include alien messages delivered by spacecraft, rapidly swirling winds, or elaborate hoaxes. The men behind Operation Blackbird are convinced the circles show some degree of intelligence in their formation. They don't believe them to be hoaxes. The observers are undaunted at their lack of success on their first night. They've still got 3 weeks of watching to go. They're confident they will be the first people to solve the mystery by witnessing and recording a circle actually being made.
The mystery of the circles, more from Wiltshire later.
Observers were briefed to watch for any sign of a circle's arrival, from amber lights in the sky to electronic noises.
Something else that we haven't mentioned could easily happen. So it's up to everybody who is on this surveillance, is going to take part, to be ready for anything.
Even the army was helping set up the special cameras.
We're very confident we're in the right place. This is certainly the most active area anywhere in the world. That's been well established since 1980.
The latest circles to appear just a few miles away are the most spectacular yet. Theories on what causes them include alien messages delivered by spacecraft, rapidly swirling winds, or elaborate hoaxes. Even rampaging hedgehogs have been blamed.
I'd like to think they're from outer space, but you can't really tell, can you?
Do you think they are from outer space?
Yeah, I think they are. They're not 40,000 hedgehogs.
I'd like to think it's either something mystical or something from outer space or something like that. So if a UFO lands here, what are you going to do? Phone home, I think.
The men behind Operation Blackbird are convinced the circles show some degree of intelligence in their formation. They don't believe them to be hoaxes. The observers are undaunted at their lack of success on their first night. They've still got 3 weeks of watching to go. They're confident they will be the first people to solve the mystery by witnessing and recording a circle actually being made.
Well, one of those involved in the project, David Morgenstern, who's also filming it for the BBC, joins us now from Wiltshire. Mr. Morgenstern, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, you've drawn a blank overnight, but do you think you are any closer to providing a solution?
Well, we did have an uneventful night, but it gave us a chance to make sure the equipment was running properly, and we're ready for anything now, I think.
Let's start from square one, if you like. Are you absolutely convinced that this couldn't be the work of a hoaxer?
No, I'm not, but I think the hoax theory has to take its place along with the other theories, and if you or anybody else believes it's a hoax, then I want you to come up with the hoaxers who are doing it, because I think they're a very clever group of people, and I'd love to meet them.
So it is still a possibility that there could be somebody who's having a gigantic snigger up his sleeve at all of this?
Of course it is, but I don't think it's an idle hoax. I think it needs to be a very well-organised, disciplined, secretive group that's doing it.
Well, now, where do you put your money? Is it on wild whirlwinds, big bunnies, or flying saucers?
As a BBC producer, I don't really have money to gamble away, I'm afraid, Nicholas.
Well, all right, let me put that in a more serious vein. What do you think is the most probable cause of these circles, if indeed they are not being caused by a hoaxer?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I've been working on this project now for about a year, and I've gone through different phases of looking at different theories. I know it's a disappointing answer, but I'm completely open-minded on this.
As you've said, you're in a sense a neutral observer, filming it for the BBC. What is your assessment of the scientific credence of those who are down there investigating this? Are they scientifically credible?
Certainly they are, yes. I think one thing that we have been disappointed with, though, is the response from the establishment, the scientific establishment, and I'm hoping that if, through the Crop Watch, the surveillance project here, we can prove that it's not a hoax, then they'll take the subject of crop circles a little more seriously and perhaps put some time, money and resources into looking at what might be causing them.
Very briefly, does this only happen down there in Wiltshire, or does it happen elsewhere in this country and abroad?
No, it happens, certainly we've had reports of crop circles throughout this country, including one recently from Lincolnshire, very flat country of course. That tends to dismiss the whirlwind theory, which I think is linked to hills, but also we've had reports of crop circles throughout the world, but this is the hub of activity down here, so this is where we are for the surveillance.
David Morgenstern, we wish you luck. Look forward to hearing the results. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.